Welcome back. I'm really glad that you still keep watching this long-lasting series. So as said before, as you can see here, I just reached the second milestone in terms of technology, which is basically machinery, and it allows me to upgrade my archer units to crossbowmen. So even though it felt very easy to conquer this second city, you see that the next city to the southeast, Kandy, already has city walls. And in my experience, it is always very hard to capture cities as soon as they have city walls. And usually, even if you have 3 or 4 archers, it's not enough to conquer the cities, because the city walls can just kill one of your archers in pretty much one turn. So the tech of having crossbowmen came exactly at the right time, making it much easier for me to go on with my invasion. Now the next unit which will really help me in sieging cities and breaking down the fortifications of a city are bombards. Bombards only have the problem that you need niter resources for it. And so far I don't have niter within the reach of my borders. It's quite annoying, but as you can see right here on the location of the crossbowman, there is actually a niter tile, so this is really helpful for me if the city fortifications get a bit stronger. Now, in case you're wondering how city fortifications work, as far as I know, the strength of a city, the defensive capabilities of a city, are based on the current tech you have. And it is not based on the range units, but on your melee units. So if you, for instance, have a pikeman, then the city defenses are oriented based on the strength of the pikeman. And later on, if you have, for instance, a musketman or an infantry, then your city fortifications will get a lot stronger. So as you can see, it is always hard to wage war against an enemy who is ahead of you in terms of technology, because usually he will also have stronger melee units, meaning their city fortifications will be much stronger. So now what are some tricks which can help you in sieging down a city, aside from having a good technology? Now one way, as you can see also within my army, is having great generals. Now great generals always have an active ability, and I think most of these active abilities are not that great. They, for instance, grant you 1 promotion level for a unit. I mean, it can be beneficial if you, for instance, have a level 3 unit and you really want to get this level 4 unit, which has, for instance, a double attack, or in terms of a siege unit, it's even better, you get +1 range. I think this is actually like really overpowered, because then cities cannot strike back. But usually it does not really make sense to sacrifice your great general for these abilities. Much more interesting is the passive ability of the great generals, because it adds +5 combat strength to the units in an area of 2 tiles close to the great general. And as far as I know, you can stack up to 2 great generals. So if you have 2 great generals close to your combat units, you get +10 on attack strength. And if you think about it, it's really quite a lot, and it really helps you a lot in especially the early game, because later on +10 attacks strength might not be that much. It's still good, but in the early game it's like +25% attack power. So it's really, really, really strong. And as you can see right here, I have these crossbowmen with double attacks and with a great general. So it is really not a big effort to siege down the city and to get rid of the last cities of the Spanish guy. Also, I still did not get rid of the barbarian camp in the northeast. Now with the help of crossbowmen, I hope I will be capable of cleaning up the barbarian camp and yeah, finally get rid of those annoying barbarians. And now we see actually the the health bar of the last Spanish city is already in the red. So these are actually the last shots on the Spanish city, and here you go. Here you see we've beaten the first civilization. We've gotten rid of Spain, also rewarded by some of those historical points, which will help us to enter the next golden age. But yeah, great effort. We are a bit closer to winning the game and to get a domination victory. Now, a very cool thing is that if you remember it, when I conquered Madrid, there was an emergency, and now with the Spanish guy defeated, no one actually will have an interest in conquering back Madrid. And there you go, we fulfilled our emergency, and we are rewarded with lots of gold. And this gold in this early stage of the game is very helpful. It will allow me to build workers, upgrade and improve the tiles around my cities, and do stuff like that. So really awesome. So now if we reflect about the game. So the first enemy did not appear to be that hard. Of course we have to keep in mind that I played aggressive pretty much from the get-go, so I killed countless units of him, so he did not really have a lot of opportunity to expand and to build up his strength. Now we only met Japan and the Scots so far, and we do not know how the other civilizations within the game are doing. So usually in the games I play, in the end there will be one or two very strong enemies, and we can see that there must be some strong enemies because all the world wonders, they are gone instantly. So far I was just able to build one world wonder, the Petra, and within my second city, you might have seen it, I tried to build the Oracle, but it got stolen away. So we do not know who built the Oracle, but we know that there must be some strong civilizations which are capable to build these world wonders in a very fast time. And I'm kind of sad about that because the Oracle is actually great. I really love building the Oracle. If you remember, I have this Indian governor and he boosts the output of great personalities. And combined with the Oracle basically does the same. You can really push the output of great personalities even more. But the cool part is I have quite a lot of cities. I have, I think, 8 cities now. And the way great personalities are created is by just building a lot of cities and a lot of districts. And within the districts you can build buildings, and they give you great personality points. And based on these great personality points, you can get great personalities. There is also another way. You can use your religious output, your faith points, in order to purchase great personalities. But I think usually the price for purchasing great personalities is a bit too high, so that's not really worth to do. The points, your faith points, it is better spent, for instance, in purchasing apostles and improving your religion. But I mean, for me this does not play a role anyways, because in this game I decided to don't create any religion at all. Now what I've learned within the game is that no matter what you do, the AI will always hate you and they will always attack you, no matter how friendly you are to them, no matter what you give them. So I thought, well, I have obviously a technological advantage against the Norwegian Empire. So I apologize, they are not the Scots, they are it is actually the Norwegian Empire with Harald. So I thought, well, let's just go declare war against them. As long as they don't have crossbowmen, let's keep them small. Well, actually, I have to say there are some enemy crossbowmen of the city-states which are in alliance with the Norwegian Empire, but it's also not a big problem since I have these level 4 units which have this double attack. Now, which is quite cool is that I now got 6 envoys within, I think, Geneva. And if you are the suzerain of a city-state with at least 6 envoys, the city-states have special abilities. And I think Geneva has a nice trait, but it's kind of useless for me. Your cities create 15% more science output if you're in times of peace, but within this game there will not be a lot of times where I will be in peace, so for me this trait is, yeah, like I said, kinda useless. For me, more important is that I stay the suzerain of, well, at least the 2 scientific city-states, because if I don't stay the suzerain, if I declare a war on somebody, they will fall into my bag and send units to my cities and destroy my districts, and I just want to avoid this struggle of having a city-state raiding through my area and, like I said, destroying all the district buildings and stuff like that. Well, anyways, so far we have met 4 other civilizations, already got rid of one of the civilizations, which is Spain, but now the 4th civilization which we met is Tomiris of the Skytes, and I read in a Reddit post that the Skytes are a very good civilization. They are super strong in the early game, because if you create a horse unit instead, you get 2 horse units, but I don't know. I tried her out and I really think the civilization sucks. So there might be some, I don't know if there is even a competitive scene, but if there might be players who are really good with this civilization, but I'm not a part of this group. I really don't like that civilization, because aside from her very strong early game, she has nothing to offer. Well, actually I said before that early game is the most important, and that might be true, but I still don't like her. Now, meeting her in that part of the game is actually nice, because I have some duplicate luxury resources and it is always good to have more trade partners. I still don't know all of the other civilizations. I think we have about 7 or 8 other civilizations within the game, so most probably there will be a second big, at least a second big continent where we will meet some new civilizations. So far we only have a couple of trade partners, and with one of them I'm in war. So let's talk about the war against the Norwegian Empire. It might appear to be a bit arbitrary and random that I started a war against them, but like I said before, it doesn't really harm me, because I'm ahead in technology, and as you've seen, I just can kill the enemy units very easily. And aside from that, they are allied to Kabul, and I'm quite interested in Kabul because I just want to conquer as long as my technology advantage allows me to push forward. Another cool point about having war is if you're the dominant party within the war, which means that you kill more units than the artificial intelligence, then the artificial intelligence will offer you really insane amounts of gold per turn to, well, do a peace treaty. If you're really dominant, they will even offer you cities, but then you have to have a really long war and kill really a lot of units. But usually what you get is really nice peace treaties with like plus 50 gold per turn, stuff like that. So it really makes sense to just start a war, kill some units, accept the peace treaty, get the benefits, and so on. Now, of course, there are some negative parts about it. So the first part is that your civilization might get tired of the war, which basically results in unhappiness. And another part is, another negative side effect is that the other civilizations might think that you are a warmonger, and they will start to hate on you. But like I said before, civilization kind of have a screwed diplomacy system. So no matter what you do, the other civilizations will hate you anyways. So the way I learned to play the game is don't even try to make any friends within the game. It does not result in any good. Just be the warmonger, and like I said, the civilizations will hate you anyways. So just play ruthless aggression, and try to get what you can. And with that having said, we will see how this strategy will help us in the upcoming videos. So hope you tune in for the next part as well.